Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good night. Come one, come all to the Oceania Finals League Season 0. It's the first of this year and we are all excited. I'm joined by a man when you think about the Golden Coast, you normally think of the sand. I think of the receding hairline and the golden hair that brines me brightly. But nonetheless, I'm joined by a very famous man, Proto. How you doing, man?
Shocked on that one, but it's fair. I got you with that light heavy one last week, so I think it was fair. But I'm doing great, Hyper. I'm so excited to come back to my own home turf, OFL. I'm so excited to be back in Oceania.
I'm glad to hear that. We have a lot today. Well, we were supposed to have a lot more, but we already had 2 teams play already. So we're minusing 2 matches, and I'm a little disappointed. But nonetheless, let's quickly go through this beautiful new league. It is a round-robin format where all 6 teams will battle it out against each other over 2 maps. Over those 2 maps, they'll gain points off it, and of course, climb up that beautiful leaderboard. Well, the top 4 teams will advance to the final day where they will play off to be crowned Oceania's greatest player. And we've got a stacked number of teams and a couple that Proto, you said you've already faced off against.
City, Hyper said, I think he said something about Chinese culture and it being really cool. We'll forget it. It was a really cool story. I heard it, but you guys didn't. And then obviously Monaco. He could go again in the suspended structures with the Clear Night, Capybara and Dirty Dawgs, Lagunas and Weekend at Bernie's. Hyper, I mean, run it back one more time if you want, but I'm really excited for both these maps and I'm really excited for how it's looking to play out for these 2 games.
Interesting in terms of who is going to be on top, who's going to be taking that advantage off the bat, and it's all going to start off with composition. What are they running? And that could really determine how they play.
100%. We're going to jump right on in game. Not to be confused with an interesting celebrity of choice at the moment. We are getting right in to match number 1. Fang away City, ladies and gentlemen. Capybara Armada taking on the Dirty Dawgs in a final round format, not standard cash out. We may be back. We're trying to figure out what's happening. It looks like a couple of kills back and forth here. Smoke, the first to fall, 3 seconds left. So he's been dead for a while on the respawn there. He hasn't coined in. He is waiting to be revived. And it looks like Capybara Armada are actually running that box over for the plug here on A. So I'm assuming, from what we didn't see, that they've walked away with that first whole fight victory.
Yeah, getting that early first pick will massively help, and it just continues. Capybara will find the second. Thank you very much. He's going to be able to get a bit more aggressive as the Titan. He's been a heavy damage killer. 1 left alive and a quick wipe to get it all done and dusted. Howdy, Cowboy. The Heavy's in town.
Heavy indeed in town. Ward on the revolver. My. Great way to kick things off. The first kill for him. Quarter on the vault here for the start. Winch Claw to pull it down into the open. Capybara setting themselves up for that height advantage play, putting Dirty Dawgs in a disadvantageous position down below. The ARN in the hands of Zilla and Enzi on that heavy. Deadly combination.
Yeah, we've got a point about this position as well, and what they're running. Winch Claw, they're not running meta. We know that Winch now gets blocked by any form of dome shield, mesh shield, things like that. So this will create a slight disadvantage in terms of that. However, it will mean they can move things around. And talking of moving, how about a double? A lot of damage from the M60. It may not get the kills done and dusted, but it helps your teammates greatly.
Yeah, it definitely helps greatly. I mean, just with that new buff alone, headshot machine, Gynatex trying to make something happen. The Winch Claw, though, and the Ash 12 in the hands of Enzi with a bit of help from his teammates. Capybara Armada definitely in the driver's seat right now. Hyper, we talked about that utility usage. As you said, Winch not being in the main rotation right now. They are looking to center towards the map on screen. The Winch Claw, I mean, already scored them 1. It does help move that box into a better position for when you are attempting to protect it, more so than attack it. Vault 2 spawning a fair way away there from Cappy. I think they maybe were waiting to try and get a spawn block in, possibly. If anyone hasn't seen the new videos coming out on YouTube, people are actually now explaining it. It was a heavily guarded secret in the pro scene for a while, but I think it's sort of come out now. And they have got that block for that further spawn. So, again, more strategy on this map. Hyper. The spawns on Fangway, quite fairly spaced. Does that make a difference?
Yes, they are. It makes a massive difference. It's one of those, it's like banal. It's a type of mindset you have to be aware of where you position once you spawn in. So that's why we're seeing these players position themselves quite wide. They're trying to make sure that they are delaying the gameplay. I tell you what, that's a brilliant start though. A good splash of RPG. I will interrupt my little talk as that's 2 down, and we are starting to see the Dirty Dawgs go down once again. And you think there's gonna be a little bit of luck on their side, but every time Capybara just know where they're gonna spawn.
They're manipulating it perfectly. As you were quite literally elaborating to less than 10 seconds ago. A little bit of a rebound there. Had to double plug that one. A little bit of rebound, but as you said, there was very big emphasis on the fact that the spawns are an issue. You saw Capybara Armada there. They pushed the spawn away. They set up in that height advantage position. They then have the ability to essentially lock off all rotation from that side of the map. They got the vault. They let them get it, arguably, because it was easier for them to take the fight from that position when they were crossing to the vault. And here we go. Dive on in. Gateway gets them up a floor below, looking to drop it down now with the C4, waiting to push above, to cause some problems. Vault comes down. Capybara Armada, nowhere to be seen here. On the left, though, starting to engage. Half health, almost on Enzi. Some good damage. The first to fall. It's actually going to be the light taken out. Smoke looking worse for wear. He's going to fall as well. Giant takes the last alive. Let the M60 sing, but he's not going to find anything. Best shield up to keep himself alive. And Capybara Armada, they're not hanging out with anybody in this building other than each other.
A lot of horizontal fighting, and what I mean by that is we saw originally that Dirty Dawgs were trying to do that European strat of get above them, swap those positions, force Capybara to go down a floor. But if you want to make that happen, you've got to be dropping this box 2 floors down. So that was the first mistake from that push. Second mistake is once they pushed up, they didn't change heights. They were going into a fight that was so neutral, and they're already a cooldown disadvantage. It's not helping them, and now it just becomes a shooting gallery. The R357 is just on point when it's in the right hand. Cowboy is in town. Ward gets another, and then comes the dive on everyone else. Done, dusted. Capybara will take map 1.
Enzi, I've got to say, that is insane on the heavy. The Shack 50 tearing through the opposition. Arguably, I would say one of the breeziest wins we have seen, Hyper, in our time together. I mean, that was a very big difference in gap. We've already got calls in the public chat there that they're stream sniping. So we'll see if I guess that might be an internal review later on. But either way, Hyper, we'll have a quick look at the scoreboard here. I mean, from what we saw, definitely didn't look like only 1 kill on the side of Dirty Dawgs AU. A bit rough there, unfortunately, for Genetics. We'll have some fun. We're heading on in to game number 2. Hyper, Capybara Armada versus the Dirty Dawgs. We know the names, we know the players, we know the game. We're going to jump right on in to this second match. Let's get into it.
Let's get it. See if the dogs have learnt a new trick. You can teach them well, but whether they retain it with their small little soft brains and adorable brains, that is a question mark within itself. But I'm sure these Dirty Dawgs can pull something out the bag as they for once, will start with height. And it's almost like they did listen to us. Great starting position to force Capybara into hiding.
From that first matchup, Capybara Armada are well, still in a pretty good position. They haven't got any kills just yet, unless something's happened that we haven't seen off screen. But neither of these teams wanting to forfeit that height advantage. We've got goo walls set up. They are hunting for the members of Capybara Armada, who look like they're setting up to possibly go for a pad here to get that height advantage on the church. Maybe even rotate to play the vault security instead, Hyper. I'm not too sure of the plan here, but the spot has been made, and now they know the game plan.
Yeah, they didn't want to use the gateway just yet. They needed a better rotation, hence why it was a push. But that is brilliant as they have left one. They created a pinch. This is fantastic to see the light staying in position. Force the rotation. Now we have a change in power. Capybara, height advantage. RPG has done a fantastic job, and they've only got one left to go. Thankfully, the M60 from the Heavy can keep it going. But that is tactical from Capybara.
That was insane. They are now going to get the activation on the Vault as well and pop this for the first. They'll be able to get Zilla back into the fray. And, I mean, you talk about strategy. We talked about Australia being that shock and awe region, and right there was proof, ladies and gentlemen, that we can still do some thinking down under. You've got the two drawing the attention while Zilla sits in the back with the ARN and absolutely lasers down the competition, which secures Capybara the first box, and they're going to run off with it into the Sunset Ward, taking some damage on the way out. But my God, that was cinema. Coin in as well, by the way, for the Dirty Dawgs. No reviving for genetics, and they are now going to walk away with this first blood. Capybara Armada once again in that advantageous position.
Yeah, great start. They still haven't been able to put it in just... Oh, sorry, I do a mistake. I didn't see the bar at the top. They have put it in. So now the pressure and the clock starts to mount up, but with 2 minutes to go and capture, they got plenty of time. These suspended structures are a bit annoying to get into, so you have to be quite smart in how you approach. You got to either use your jump pads, push your way across, which we are seeing a lot of util early from Dirty Dawgs, which makes these fights so much harder as the Heavy gets dropped down to half health. Thankfully, healing beam is there. Salute to the fallen soldier, and they will drop to the floor.
Yeah, it's definitely a big difference here between these two. The utility, you spoke about it. They attempted to make the cross. We have lost visual once again, so I'm assuming everybody's still in the game, but we can only hope. Again, we talked about in that first game, Hyper, no movement from Dirty Dawgs, no jump pad there to get across, no goo wall jump pad to get the distance. They didn't try and dive. They didn't try and RPG onto the point. They didn't do much at all. Speaking of diving, Capybara up and down, trying to find par on the roof across from them, directly adjacent. Genetics pushing down, almost gets back to safety, but he's punished. It's a light 1v1. Zilla comes out on top. It's now all smoke. Capybara Armada looking for the wipe. They're going to clean up the kitchen. Dishes in the washer. Thanks very much.
Zilla doing brilliant. I was about to call out Zilla and go, man, you're over-aggressing. You're pushing yourself out into the open, leaving yourself in a horrible position. Nah, he kited the Dirty Dawgs and forced them and lured them into a sense of security, being able to first chase him down and force them onto point where the rest of the team were there to capitalize on that mistake. So Zilla, you got me confused for a second, but brilliant work to get them into a disadvantaged position. But first cash out done. It feels, I wouldn't say fully deja vu, but it is getting that same sense.
It's close. It's very close. It's difficult to sort of say, and you can't really write the story before it's finished. But the dive from Capybara across, they are looking to get active and involved here. Once again, however, playing as a group instead, they're looking to get this glitch through. Will, not connecting, unfortunately, from Zilla. They are just playing the waiting game. They know that all of Dirty Dawgs are in this house right now. Will they spot the light running in the street? No. Enzy just missing out. Hyper, things are getting tense, waiting for the pickup of Vault 2.
Yeah, no one again wants to go and touch this. If you are the Dirty Dawgs, you've got to have a good escape plan to play with. if you are Capybara, you've got to sacrifice your height. So there's a lot of disadvantaged position, and we are starting to see Capybara move a bit more. They're going for the hunting mentality. They know that they can outshoot the Dirty Dawgs, so why stay put? Why wait and allow there to be a quick steal? Instead, they're going straight for it as the aggression comes forward. Again, just can't get enough damage. We are seeing Zilla wait patiently as he plays from height. One down. Now they can go for the full push, knowing there's a disadvantage of players, as we are seeing the heavy able to go down again. A quick defib will bring it back, but a comeback will finally come through. Dirty Dawgs getting a kill on the board. It won't be for long as the full team of Capybara is on foot.
It's Smoke too, and he has managed to get a second before being taken out. The FK in the right hands, absolutely devastating. Stalling on the zip line here, looking to find this last. They want the team wipe, but they also need to move this vault. It's actually going to be Smoke to start running it over towards where it needs to go. Capybara Armada once again get the revive. Zilla with that ARN looking to take the life, gets the support from the teammate that he needs. However, the rest of Dirty Dawgs have coined in, so it's not going to be the full wipe with the 25-second. Unfortunately, he was able to stall, and that is another big part of the finals. Stalling for your team to get back in. You don't lose the percentage. I guess it doesn't matter so much in final round format, but good practice and good mentality to take forward. They'll probably be able to get him revived here as well. But Capybara Armada, a little bit more challenged in that gunfight, in and out of those buildings, and they definitely not struggled, but they were tested playing in those close quarter combat fights. So good to see the Dirty Dawgs utilising that, but it wasn't enough to be a game changer in that instance.
Yeah, definitely was a lot stronger for the Dirty Dawgs, and I will agree on the terminology of tested. Really did test their ability. Unfortunately, and I will criticize Smoke just very slightly here. You threw the vault to the cash out. You made it easier for the Capybara, man. It was. I get the mentality, and the idea is to throw it away, make it harder, and do that. I get it. So, hats off for the idea. Execution just wasn't there. But this is an awkward cash out. It's very low. It's very hard to get to, and the heavy's been isolated, left alone outside. The shield can't do much, and now the teammates quickly jump in, trying to get one last surprise attack, as it is a neutral fight on the ground. Smoke left alive to try and 1v3 them all. Nope, it's done and dusted, and 22 seconds to go on the respawn. We're looking at about 30 seconds left on the cash out. It will be a sprint and a one last hope if they can get a steal to come through.
Yeah, only a quarter left on the second cash out, and to be completely honest with you, Hyper, it's looking like it is going to be a complete 2-0 here for Capybara Armada. They're just shuffling the box around to exactly where they want it. RPG's in the hand. They got rid of the zip line. I mean, I don't even think that they're going to get too close at all. They are going to attempt. Dome Shield comes out to block for Genetics here, but he's basically lost in the fray already, and the whole lot of them go down like dominoes. Capybara Armada, no questions asked in that last fight. It was a last Hail Mary for the Dirty Dawgs, and unfortunately did not pay out. GG's in the chat, and I'd argue, Hyper, one of the easiest final rounds that we have seen to date.
Yeah, it was... is a lot of it easier fight for Capybara, unfortunately to say. But there was a lot more improvement. I'll give Dirty Dawgs that.
Yeah.
First of all, from 1 kill,
tripled.
3 kills, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We tripled the score. Sorry.
Tripled the score.
We love you.
We do. Please come back.
We'll come back. We're going to rein it back in. But before we end the entire thing, let's have a quick look at the standing screens and see how this has shaped things up. And I tell you what, with 2 games all played, and of course with some point difference and everything like that, Capybara Armada is joint with Weekend at Bernie's. Of course, this is the first maps, and no surprise with both teams going a complete wipeout 2-0-2-0 will also give them a massive point different advantage. And unfortunately, down at the bottom, Dirty Dawgs and Lagunas that we saw today sitting down low. But I love the 2 in the middle. Proto, they're one apiece.
Yes. I think what we take away from today is that Oceania definitely has more to give in this first week of the OFL. My skin has just been tingling all night. It's been so good to be in a region that I know. It's been so good to watch these games. And I think based on what we've seen tonight, there is plenty more left in our region left to give. So I'm hoping that we can represent going forward from here and continue putting on a strong show. I've loved it so much, and I'm really looking forward to week 2.